Hello, everyone. Hello, it's Karen Binns here, and I've been asked by Show Studio to chair an amazing conversation on, I guess, one of our all-time favorite brands, which is Valentino. So, welcome to Show Studio's fully digital live panel discussion in collaboration with Harrods for Spring Summer 21. Experts from all parts of the industry discuss and debate the most shows, the most, I don't say the most shows, but the most current shows of the season. So I guess let's start with our panel experts. Each one would like to introduce themselves.
Oh, I guess I go first.
Yes.
I'm Anya Ziourova. I'm stylist and fashion director of Vogue Hong Kong. I am sitting here in New York, and I'm very happy to be here to be part of the discussion.
So I am Anita Ubhi. I am a private shopping manager for by appointment within Harrods, so in London, and also extremely happy to be part of the discussion.
My name's Amy de la Haye. I'm a curator and writer and dress historian. I work as professor at London College of Fashion, and I'm joint director of the Research Centre for Fashion Curation there.
I'm Zara Larsson, and I don't really have a foot in fashion, although I enjoy it. But I'm a singer, I'm a songwriter, a performer, all of that. So I guess it still goes kind of hand in hand. And I'm a little nervous because I've never done this before. But you seem nice. It's always cool.
Right. I think we can start on, I guess, talking about how Pierpaolo, I hope I'm saying his name correctly. I think he has taken such a huge shift from the typical Valentino branding, which is usually the woman who, spends a lot of money on clothes. She, as we all love to do when we can, but she's a very chic woman. She's a very traveled woman, but she loves color and she loves elegance and vibrance. And I've noticed since the last season how he's going back to something else that's quite surprising. He's going back to the color black and the colors burgundy. And he's going to very simple, super modern shapes. This for me is, I'm trying to understand, is this a shift because of the consumer now, what they are interested in spending their money on, or how they want to be perceived to the public as maybe someone who is not as frivolous with spending money on clothes? And I don't know, I just see it as quite a surprise. It's not what I expected. And I'm trying to understand what's the reason behind this brand new Valentino girl. I mean, I'm not so sure if it's something that is as exciting as the past. Does anyone have any viewpoints on that?
I think he's clearly trying to aim for a younger clientele.
Yeah.
So the clothes are less voluminous perhaps than they have been in previous seasons. They're maybe more sporty, some of them, but there's a kind of ease, isn't there? An ease of wearing them. So maybe there's a new simplicity, which I guess is appropriate for the time.
I mean, you understand what fashion. You're a historian. You understand what the Valentino brand has been forever. From Valentino itself. Do you feel that this is a smart move for him?
Well, I think it's the same brand, but it's a different designer and a different time.
Right.
I mean, the workmanship, I think, is lovely.
Right.
I think they're stylish and modern for a young clientele. I think they're modern in terms of a lot of the garments are gender neutral.
Yeah.
A lot of them are incredibly wearable. Even the long dresses are incredibly wearable. Yet they retain a lot of the Valentino signatures, like the huge use of huge blooms, big flowers, maybe asymmetric off the shoulder necklines.
Right.
not a lot of the classic Valentino white or red, but we can see certain signatures. But I wonder if we didn't know who it was by, you know, if we were looking back 2 years ago, would we have known this would ever be Valentino? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. This is what I'm trying to understand. I mean, I think I remember the Valentino that we saw, you know, from the 50s when he was becoming more streamlined and more straight and more modern. And when he was, you know, he had the chance a lot of times to dress, you know, Audrey Hepburn. I feel that there's a little bit of that coming back, if that makes any sense. Does anyone else have any viewpoints on this?
I think looking at the, sorry, Anya.
No, I
think
don't even, yeah, go ahead.
It's kind of interesting because so many clients now as well, when they're spending and they're buying into these new collections, they're looking for almost, you know, the wearability. It needs to be easy. And there's that layering in this collection, which I think, you know, a lot of people love. It's nice to be able to pick something and it's just easy to mix in and layer into your wardrobe. So that's definitely, I think, visible in this collection. But I thought what was also really interesting is there's still, and I guess coming from a viewpoint of working with clients on a daily basis, is there's still, it was varied. There's still the, you know, the pieces that are perfect for the woman who's looking perhaps, or male for something a little bit more modest. So modest fashion, that was still there as well. You know, the beautiful billowing gowns, the kaftan style pieces. So I think it was quite varied, but honestly speaking, I agree, it wasn't what I expected. There was something more casual about it,
Right.
and a sense of playfulness.
I felt like it was very inclusive in the sense of, and I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, because as you were saying before, Karen, that it used to cater to a specific type of woman. And when I watched this, I felt like kind of anyone could wear this. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yes.
I could wear this. My grandma could wear this. Like anyone could wear this. Do you know what I mean?
That's a very good point. I mean, when you're, as far as an editor shooting for, you know, Japanese magazines, how do you feel about that?
I think for me, when I first saw the collection, I felt that it must have been very personal for Pierpaolo, starting, for example, from his decision to bring this show to Milan, back to Italy. I felt that was a very personal sign. And in terms of modernity, I also feel like it was much more casual and modern, and it is his way to be of a more modern collection. I like, for example, how Zara said that, you know, anyone could wear it. It's quite unisex as well, even in styling. For example, looks that girls are wearing with shorts and layered button-down shirts. Like I really liked, for example, look 53, the way it was styled, or look 6. And that could be worn by anyone, by boy, by girl, by, you know, it gives you a lot more flexibility. Yeah, that little pink short look. I thought that was very beautiful. So I think Pierpaolo was trying to insert his personal point of view and to give Valentino more of a modern perspective while maintaining the codes of the house. Like Amy said, there you could still see the big blooms there, you could still see the ruffles, you could still see the diaphanous fabrics, that kind of sheerness and lightness, while on the same time you see those boyish looks for styling, more of a simplicity in shapes. And also another thing that I really liked about it was casting. I think that was another way for Pierpaolo to bring modern feeling to the collection. I think he just casted sort of not particularly models, professional models. He was more orienting himself on individuality, like when he was casting the show. I thought that also gave this kind of modern, fresh feeling.
I think
to the
space
show.
had a huge effect as well.
The
You know,
Right.
the fact that it wasn't sort of shown in a Parisian salon, the fact that it's shown in an old metal foundry.
I thought that was
and it's huge and it's cavernous and it's like looks almost post-industrial with all the plants coming in.
Yes, and I read actually this morning that he said that the plants. So he did choose that foundry to show that freshness and also to give respect to the people who work there, or to give more respect to his country. And then he hired this Japanese florist Satoshi Kawamoto to insert those wild flowers that are not, that's sort of on a way to bring that sense of romanticism to the house, to redefine that that house code. And at the same time, he mentioned that bringing flowers is a sign of strength, of like rebirth.
Right.
Which
I mean,
really...
I agree with you on this, because what I have seen throughout this show is his very quick, importance on the pedestrian of the everyday girl in the daytime wearing Valentino. From the kitten heel to the flat heel, it's much more urban. It's a lot less corporate, and it's a lot less where you can feel you can wear Valentino at 3:00 in the afternoon, and it's not over the top, and you don't feel like you're overdressed anymore. So it looks like he's taken on board the whole pedestrian feeling of, the trend that Balenciaga brought us and all of that, of the girl going to work, the girl, having lunch in the afternoon. She doesn't have to appear to be the richest girl or the richest influencer. No shade, but I'm just saying she can be a regular schmegular girl, and she can still feel like it's not that big of a deal. Like she's not completely changing her whole world to wear Valentino, where before she might have been intimidated. So it looks like he's opened the doors to brand new consumer. And yes, that is fresh.
Yes, and I just thought about, there's even in look 1, you see that little black dress. He redefined that little black dress. He really shortened it and put it with shorts.
Yeah.
That to me is really fresh, is really cool of Valentina to do that.
Yeah, to me, that to me is the new, that's the new Audrey Hepburn. Do you see, that's why I brought that back, because we know in the 60s when it was the little short dress, it was the flat shoe, it was like the perfect black dress. That's such a good point what you just said. I think that that's important, because now people can have a whole new vision of what the little black dress is going to now be. Were you saying something before, Amy? You were going to say something.
It was just a small comment, which was just that the silhouette of them is just like a 1920s swimming costume, which is interesting. That was quite a gender neutral kind of garment.
Yeah.
And that was incredibly sort of sportive, and it just looks like that very linear silhouette of a 20s costume.
I also like the Crayola crayon coloring that's going on. I can see it selling very well in the shops. And, like I say, it's taken away the intimidation of a brand that someone might have been afraid of. Now they're like, okay, I can do a little Valentino thing. It's going to work, and still feel young, because it was probably before when you looked at Valentina, you thought it was an over 35-year-old woman. And also with saying that, I'm happy to see a young girl, prefer to wear this than to wear something that's so over sexy that they lose the class of what a young girl needs to be right now. This is what I see with it. Anyone else have any thoughts? I mean, how do you see it as a singer? I mean, think of maybe 2 or 3 of the pieces that you feel you would be able to maybe even perform in.
But what I love, for me personally, is really that I think it's a difference between like what you wear when you're performing and what you wear when you go outside to have lunch with your girls. I love that, like, kind of extravagance, like a lot. Like, I love the drama, and this is a bit more sober. So this is definitely like Zara who's going out to get lunch with her girls more than me on stage, I would say. But again, like I love the colors. I wasn't a huge fan of the prints, but I really like the crocheted, any like the little sets or whatever. And again, I really love that it was the same for guys. Made me want to get one and like match with my boyfriend. If there's anything I would like to wear on stage, maybe, you know what, I really enjoyed that little first black thing like we just talked about. Now when I look at it, I think that's definitely something I would wear, because it's short, it's cute. I'm also quite a short girl, you know, I'm not a model, I'm not 2 meters tall, like super, you know, so that would, I think, look really nice on me and most girls who look like me. And also it's comfortable because, you know, like I'm not gonna bend down and show anything, I'm just gonna have a good time. But
I think, can I say what will look good on you?
Yes, please. Go
I
ahead.
think look 41 will look amazing on you. It's a silver top, like really tight, long
the
sleeve
sparkly one.
with the khaki pants. I thought that was such a perfect combo of high, of couture and street. If you guys can pull it up, we'll see it. I thought that would look amazing on you, Zara.
Thank you. That it would. I really like that one. I forgot about that one. Yeah, there we go. Always love a good sparkle.
Yeah.
I do.
I mean, can we talk about the accessories now? The accessories. The move on the accessories were very smart. Like really smart. Like everybody can wear them.
Rock stud as well. Like I love that. And I think there's definitely going to be like a huge uptake on that with clients and with people all over. And it's fun as well. Like, again, I know I said this already, but like a sense of playfulness. And I think to exaggerate the rock stud and bring that back, there is a sense of playfulness to it. There's a slight punky feel. And it gives Valentino that edge, which is what everyone loves.
Sorry, they're just having a construction thing. I'm just going to go close my door.
And you know what? I still also enjoy the fact that he still gave us, you know, the chiffon, fuchsia pink, one-sided dress. And because it's easier to wear, you know, a 19-year-old girl can wear it with a trainer, which he gives you and delivers beautifully, which I think is also very chic. And I don't know, I think it's now I'm talking to you guys and I'm looking at it closely. I see it's such a smart move.
I think the fact that shoes flat is significant because that changes. I mean, it's not only the way it makes the clothes look; it changes posture and gesture, and that has a profound effect upon the way we look at these clothes. It's the way that people walk in them, how they wear them, and the fact that they're flat shoes gives them an ease.
Yeah. Well, I just think he just gave the minis. He brought back the mini, as we know, the micro mini, but he still gave it the class that Valentino has always portrayed in whatever they do. So, you know, 10, 10, 10 out of that. Like, that's hard to do today because we know when people are making very short dresses, it's usually a lot more slutty. Where here it still looks sexy, but still very, very chic.
Can we also talk about jeans, bringing jeans into the collection? I thought that was a beautiful moment and very well played. That was, I guess, his first collaboration with Levi's. And, you know, they're very simple, as, you know, there's no studs, there's no embroidery, like there's nothing that couture, you know, kind of expected would have made it, like, but they're very, they're like boot cut kind of men's style jeans that work very well with those romantic blouses.
I agree completely. I guess now, since there's so many designer houses that are doing collaborations with people like Converse, like Levi's, all of these like simple sportswear brands, that's also, like you're saying, a very clever move, because every woman should own a pair of Levi's. But isn't it fabulous if it's a Valentino Levi? It's like, that's levels, you know what I mean? That's like true luxury. And you can probably imagine when you touch the Levi and you touch the clothes, you're going to feel the money that you're going to spend. You know that for sure. You know,
Wow.
the quality is going to be fabulous.
Right.
Would you buy a pair of jeans? Would anybody buy a pair of Valentinos? I think they will sell like hotcakes.
I wonder how much they will cost.
Yeah. You will probably get a pair gifted, so we'll wait to see how they look. We hope, right?
Can we talk a little bit about music?
Oh my God, I just wanted to say that. You took the words out of my mouth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell us, Zara.
No, I just loved it. I'm just such a huge fan. And I just feel like the music that they had on that show, I mean, Labyrinth, stunning. And it just made it feel like almost like a movie. It was the music was very, very dramatic, which I loved. Again, live for the drama. And yeah, it just really captured with the location, like with the venue and that kind of hard dramatic piano and his vocals. I thought it was stunning. I was so into it. I just couldn't watch it.
I really felt, I find it very hard to watch shows, video shows online these days, because it's never the same. And one of the moments I really love live shows is because of the sound. This time, I always love Valentino music, always. I think it almost makes me cry almost every time when I watch the shows, when I'm at the shows. And this one wasn't an exception. It was great. It was beautiful. It just made me feel very sensitive.
Well, I also think he took the brand with that idea of that type of sound. He's, like you said, he's taking the brand into a newer consumer. And, you know, all of these details are so important. And there's a lot of shows that we've all seen where the music and you're doing a yawn like this. Oh, you're like that. And you're thinking only if the music had a little bit of punch to it or a little bit of depth to it, then we could see the brand with a bit more depth. He's a very, very clever man. I think he understands the way women think. I think I met him once and I told him that I went, you know, your sensitivity to women has a depth of sensuality. And I think that when you guys heard that, that's what I would feel. I would feel the depth of his sensuality. And people have no idea how important music is. It's probably one of the most important things when you're showcasing something that you're trying to say. Definitely. And it really gets the point across so well, especially with the denim, you know what I mean? Or, you know, with the floral that you might not be so sure of. But when you see the floral and the denim, it makes sense.
I was just going to say, I think the point you made about the sensuality is special because it comes across certainly in the music, which is really emotional. But one of the things that came out to me was that sensuality wasn't only for women. It's like gender diverse people, and that everyone can appreciate the feel of really beautiful fabrics and the cut and, you know, garments that are perhaps flowing or draped, which might not conventionally have been associated with menswear, for instance.
Right. That's true. And you're right. Yes. And it's just, he started last season bringing men into the show, if we remember. And that was a big surprise. That was a really big surprise. Do you think it had anything to do with the fact that now we're going to see more shows with both genders? What do you think?
Well, I think it's gender diverse as well as both genders. So it's not even just looking at the binary anymore, is it? And I think
you're right.
There was an inclusivity about it, which is inclusive and certainly appealing again for a big wide group of people, but especially maybe the younger generation that he's really trying to capture.
Yeah. Smart move.
Smart move. Yeah, definitely. I also like the fact that everyone looked different. So it wasn't just one hairdo or, you know, do you see what I mean? Like, it wasn't like something that you see from the past where you saw Valentino's show, you know, all the girls had the same look. That's why I was coming back to the whole, you know, pedestrian point of view. I think he did it so well.
It wasn't.
I'm sorry. Would you like to say
sort of almost like each wearer? Really special. And also, actually, I really liked that. I'm actually not a huge floral person, but but I love it when I see it on others. And I love the fact that there were some archive prints there as well. There was, I believe the yellow print, which is like Angelica Houston was shot in it for Valentino, which was a really special piece. And I love that, just the billowing dresses. That's exactly the piece. I think it's nice to see some of those references in there as well. So there's almost this sense of like refresh, that there's still the code of Valentino there.
It's also kind of timely in a time of absolute crisis that we're kind of looking to the natural world.
Yeah. I mean, he did a shopping bag, a beige shopping bag. I mean, everybody's going to want that shopping bag. It's just like so fresh. Also, I love the chocolate brown on the brown skin girl. For me, as a New Yorker, there's nothing like a city girl, a brown skin girl in chocolate brown, looking incredible.
I absolutely love that look.
That's one of my favorite. I call it my uptown girl look. I mean, for me, it's everything. And it's like, everybody can relate to that girl. He's also, his girl has moved into 2 different girls, 3 different girls, 4 different girls now. He's opened the door. Definitely. What is everybody's favorite look, by the way?
I also want to go back to the florals, the yellow floral, when I saw them. And also talking about timelessness, it reminded me of the couture look that we shot with Nick Knight for the first issue of Vogue Hong Kong on Fei. I don't know if it's easy to find it now, but that look was...
I remember that. Yeah.
Look 55 from spring 19 couture, and Nick shot Fei in it. I don't know if it's easy to find, but yeah, it was very... it just brought my memories back also to the first issue of Vogue that we did.
Do you think he's still working with the same team, or has he changed his team? That's not I'm not so sure about. I'm not worked with the same team, but whoever the team was, I just think
Good
they
question.
did.
I think the hair and makeup probably the same, right? Is it good?
Because it looks so different, from his past shows, and even the girl with the blue hair with the yellow, you wouldn't expect that coming out of Valentino.
I wonder. He worked with Pat McGrath, hasn't he? On previous shows.
Did you see the film that was like showing how long it took to create the space?
Yeah. Wow.
Like show,
I think they hardly changed the space, didn't they? They just kept it. Oh yeah, it's coming up, that look that you just...
Something like it was 120 hours, and it took 8 different flowers that were all grown in Milan, and
wow.
You saw the space from the beginning right through.
That's it, yeah.
Well, I have to say, because of COVID, things have become a lot bigger for everything we do. And maybe this is something that pushed him to go, because to me, this location is very urban.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it really is. And I guess now more than ever, it's more important that you see space between people. So it has a respect and honor of the time that we're living in right now. And yes, it is more urban than it will ever be. But there will be a lot more people walking. Yeah. There will be a lot more people walking the streets opposed to getting in subways and getting in metro stations. I just think that a lot was considered in the presentation of the show. Definitely.
And I bet it was very orderly. Like, I remember going into shows in pre-COVID days where it was just so crowded. People sat almost on top of each other's in like anywhere. And I went to one show here in New York, and I bet that's sort of like a similar feeling that's happening in other shows. Like, everything is very orderly, quite quiet, very spacious, very civilized. So maybe that's a good thing.
Well, I think it's a good practice from now on, really. I think we all have to understand, what's necessary in order to see each other and to be social. And I just think a lot of things were considered in this show. I'm just looking at all the bags. The bags are amazing. The bags are incredible. The accessories are incredible. I think he's done a lot more than usual with the accessories this season.
I personally love the menswear bags for my current state of mind, like very minimal, very sort of large enough to fit my laptop. There was this one beige men's bag that was gorgeous. I don't know what look it was.
I'm looking at them all now. Is it more like a bag that's kind of like a shopping
Oh,
bag?
this one right here. Yeah, it's like a shopping bag. I just popped my laptop and yeah, and I go. And I love the styling here too. Like again, going back to that street versus tailoring, how the button-down shirts is styled with a hoodie and shorts and sneakers is really awesome.
Yeah, and the rose is transplanted from the sort of the billowing gowns onto the sweatshirt too.
Yeah. And like Zara said, like that hoodie could be worn by, by boyfriend. Like it's such a unisex, amazing, awesome sweatshirt.
I mean, I guess 10-10-10. I think he's covered so many important social issues on, and understanding that people still want to look amazing in the AM, not just the PM, and I think that now more than ever, since our social life is so limited, I guess we're trying to make that fierce move when we're meeting anyone, because we don't know when we're going to see them again.
And like you were saying, Anita, that you want to wear it, because when you have a dress that is a lot, that is what's it called, like memorable, but you still want to have pieces that look really nice, but that you could wear with a lot of different things. So it's not just like, okay, I had this once and then it's just collecting dust in my closet. Like you want to have pieces, and especially in times like these, that are wearable for everyday situations, so like that you can reuse and that you can match with other things and make it look new and fresh. So I thought that was really nice. A lot of people.
And that's kind of like where the mindset is now, right?
Yeah,
it's like,
definitely.
Also, there's not so many people that wear a full look from a brand. So we see this. It's made really clear in this collection that you can layer these pieces and mix with anything from a pair of Levi's to you've got a blazer with a pair of sneakers. You've got you can wear that blazer in the evening with a pair of heels if you wanted to. You've got a trouser suit that's super slouchy, uptown looking, but you can easily go from day to evening. So it's just, I find it a very wearable collection, and I love just the small injections of color as well. For me, that's like a sense of fun, a sense of escapism. So like one of the looks, it's so minimal, but it's just the sort of oversized bright pink shirt that I just love, because it's just and it's really easy to wear. So that's like such a fun piece, and you could wear that tucked into like a beautiful pleated skirt if you wanted to, or throw on a blazer or throw on a sweatshirt over it. It's just really easy, and I think that's what people want.
I mean, one of my other favorite ones, which I think is very important for Valentino, is that he's provided the mini cape dress. I mean, that is the full-on, straight up 100 Valentino flex. Like now he's giving it to you, the short version with a colored flat. You cannot go wrong with a dope shade. Who doesn't want to be that girl?
Yeah, I mean, she looks fierce.
Awesome.
She looks like everything. Like every one of us on this call can wear that look one way or another, and it's everything. And it's Valentino because the cut of that cape is the best cape cut out. And now he's made it available in the daytime. You can even wear it with a trainer and feel major. You know what I mean? So it's like I can't even believe it. Like for me, that was a really smart move, because they should really go out. Hope he does them in more than one color. Personally,
I love the sunglasses too. They're killer.
Yes,
gorgeous.
And she's fabulous because there's nothing done to her hair. She's natural. She is also another type of working everyday girl that doesn't have to conform with, wearing a wig,
Mhm.
And feeling that she has to be a part of society on their terms, which right now is very, very important. And of course, he's never had an issue with using, diversity within his casting. We all know that. But I think this girl really represents the everyday working young woman, and I just love the simplicity of it. It's so considered. I think it's fabulous. And it looks like she has her brother in the brown jacket to go with it. It's just, I don't want to say it's urban because urban's kind of offensive. That's why I'd probably say more, I would use the word more of a pedestrian, the person that's every day that's going to work. We don't know what he does for a living. We don't really care. We just know that he gets up and he has something to do. And it's a job that he loves. You know what I mean? Like, we also have to be careful of what that means as well. But yeah, I just think it's so much more pedestrian than it's ever been before. And I feel that that's important completely. And I love the trainers. Does everyone like the trainers? I think they're great.
I love the trainers. I mean, because I love a trainer.
Do you think they will sell like crazy? The trainer will, right?
I think they will, yeah.
Yeah.
I love this, and I know it's been done by a few different designers, but I love this kind of sneaker with the sock that's pulled up. I love that look. So I think definitely, yeah, those will definitely do well.
Yeah, that's what I think. I mean, it looks like we've pretty much gone very well through this collection. I also like the lilac and I just like the fact that I'm surprised at all the color combinations. I'm just not used to seeing this in Valentino, which I think is really, really fun. I'm seeing lilac with browns, nothing is one color anymore, and without, of course, taking away the luxury branding that we're used to seeing. Definitely, without a doubt. Is there any more viewpoints on that anyone would like to state about the collection?
Well, I think for me, the brand really is still a very high fashion brand. And now I see more of Pierpaolo's point of views in here, more personal, in a way that brings more sort of that effortless street feeling to it, while still remaining that high fashion Valentino brand, which I thought was done very well this time.
I also see a little bit more of the Italian in him on this, because people used to always say, Karen, what is your favorite type of dress? And I would always say, the Italian girl, the Italian woman. I always felt that she was more dreamlike, if that makes any sense. Even though she was quite urban, there was something more dreamlike about her, and just that little bit more elaborate. And I feel in this collection, he also represents the Italian woman, but the young one, the one who's under 40, who has a job, who might have one child, who might not be married, but has to work for a living. I just feel that there's a lot more of the Italian aesthetic this season as well. Definitely. Well, I mean, I would like to be able to say thank you to everyone, to all the panelists, and to everyone else that's watching. And for more extensive Fashion Week coverage, be sure to visit Harrods 5th Floor and showstudio.com. And if you're watching via Show Studio YouTube, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe below, and we will be seeing you next time. So I would like to thank all the ladies. I think you guys are incredible and amazing. I feel honored to be on the same Zoom with you, and hopefully we'll be listening to more stuff that's coming up on Show Studio for Paris Fashion Week.
Thank you, Karen.
Thank you.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you, fellow panelists.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye, everyone.